I carefully scraped off the birth date on the check and replaced it with my own. Then I pasted my name on it. Next, I took out a model airplane I'd pre-soaked, peeled off the airline logo, and stuck it onto the check. Then I pressed it flat inside a book. Just like that, a slightly rough-looking airline payroll check was done. Using my fake pilot identity, I cashed it out for a large amount of money. Once I got a taste of it, I started going all in, buying model planes in bulk, forging checks in bulk, but that still wasn't enough. I went a step further, posing as a co-pilot, hitching free flights across the country, cashing fake checks everywhere I went, and along the way, I even picked up a flight attendant.
No! No! Yes! Yes!
When I got to Miami to cash another check, I used nothing but my charm to win over a naive bank clerk.
Welcome, Miami Mutual Bank. How may I help you?
My name is Frank Taylor. I'm a co-pilot for Pan Am. I'd like to cash this check here, and then I'd like to take you out for a steak dinner.
I even got her to show me around inside the bank. That's when I found out they had machines specifically designed to detect fake checks. So I tracked one down. An old magnetic ink reader paid a fortune for it at auction and took it home to study. Not long after, I was making checks that even the machine couldn't detect. As the amounts kept getting bigger, it finally caught the FBI's attention. Carl followed the trail of my checks straight to my place and burst into my room. FBI! All the tools on my desk pretty much sealed it. I was forging checks. Right then, I walked out of the bathroom, calm as ever, and started improvising.
Put your hands on your head.
Print type in 5 seconds.
Shut up!
I told him I was with the Secret Service. He didn't buy it, he asked for ID. I handed him my wallet without hesitation. But just as he was about to open it, I cut him off and told him to look outside. I pointed downstairs and said the suspect had already been taken in.
Hey, Murph. Yeah, call the LAPD again. I don't want people walking through my crime scene.
In reality, those were just my neighbors, but my performance sold it. I told him to stay and secure the scene while I take the evidence downstairs. And just like that, I walked out. After I left, something didn't sit right with him. When he finally opened the wallet, it was nothing but a stack of fake cards. I slipped away right under his nose.
Hey! Oh, God damn it!
After that, my confidence went through the roof. I started styling myself like James Bond custom suits, the same kind of car, living in luxury hotels, hanging out with models. On Christmas Eve, I called Carl. I apologized for messing with him before, told him I was in room 3113, and asked if he wanted to come talk. He'd already been fooled once, no way he'd fall for it again, but he understood why I called.
You didn't call just to apologize, did you?
What do you...
You have no one else to call.
He saw right through me, the loneliness, the emptiness, and he wasn't wrong. I stormed out of the room, frustrated. Funny thing is, I really was in room 3113. I just knew he wouldn't show up. Later, Carl noticed one of my aliases, Barry Allen, the real name of The Flash. That told him everything. A kid, a comic fan. Following that lead, he quickly figured out I was a teenager from New York, and once he locked onto my identity, he was shocked. The master con artist he'd been chasing was only 17. He contacted my mother and told her I was forging checks. She tried to cover for me, offered to pay everything back, but she clearly had no idea what I was capable of.
Just tell me how much yours and I'll pay you back.
So far, it's about $1.3 million.
At that point, I still had no clue my identity had been exposed. I was already bored of being a pilot, so I decided to switch things up. One day, at a hospital, I met a young nurse who had just been scolded to tears. She was innocent, sweet, and I had her smiling again in no time. That gave me an idea. I forged a Harvard diploma, and just like that, I became a supervising doctor, leading a team of nurses and physicians. But it didn't last long. One day, while I was fooling around with that nurse in my office, an emergency case came in, a patient covered in blood. I took one look, told the other doctors to handle it, and the second I stepped out, I ran to the bathroom and threw up. Yeah, I can't stand the sight of blood, so I switched careers again. I went to my girlfriend's house and found out her father was a highly respected lawyer, so I proposed and married into the family. After that, by mimicking lawyers from movies, relying on my incredible memory, and with some help from my father-in-law, I passed the bar exam in just 2 weeks. For a while, I finally had a stable, peaceful life. I even started to think this might be what I really wanted. I called Carl and asked him to let me go, but I had already cashed over $4 million. There was no way he'd let that slide. On the day of my wedding, Carl tracked me down. I had no choice but to run. I told my fiancée to meet me at the airport the next day. The next day, she showed up at the airport. I didn't. The moment I got to the airport, I could immediately tell plainclothes agents were everywhere, which meant one thing: she sold me out, and my face was already exposed. There was no way I was getting out through the airport. But I'm the best con artist in the world. So I put the pilot uniform back on, went to a flight school, and said I was recruiting flight attendants. I picked 8 beautiful women and walked straight into the airport with them. Every cop's attention went straight to the women. No one noticed the man in the middle, me. Just like that, I slipped away again. And to be safe, I even hired someone to impersonate me outside the airport. By the time the police realized they'd been played, I was already on a plane, gone.